Hey guys, cheers. Water? Have you drank? Is that right? Have you drank? Have you drunk? Is it have you drank or have you drunk your water today? Have you been drinking your water? I'll just play it safe. Today, this was my workout. Guys, seriously, remember I told you what I'm really focusing on is just all these different kinds of workouts. I want to go heavy some days, I want to go light some days, I want to go circuits. I definitely am alternating like cardio day, weight day, cardio day, weight day. Shooting for 5 to 6 days a week, right? So this was a weight day. Now this, have you ever heard of her? She's actually got 3 really good workouts. The first one I had, and actually I think I wrote about her first one when I first started blogging about 1.5 years ago. Her first squeeze one came out, Tracy Effinger. I don't know if it's Effinger or Effinger. But her first squeeze workout came out. It was really different. Lighter weights, and again, guys, don't do what I did for a while and poo-poo anything that has lighter weights, because with the right person, you can be doing different angles and working your muscles to exhaustion. And I think if you complement that with really some heavy training and more traditional training, and then the right amount of cardio, I think, in my opinion, and based on what I've read and the research that I've done, that's the best mix for muscle confusion. It's also the best mix for weight loss and the best mix for, shaping and toning really defined, nice muscles. You can decide how much mass you want or how big you want to be based on how heavy you're going to go on those heavier days. But as far as working your muscles and defining, I don't want to sound like I'm giving advice because I am certainly not trained as a personal trainer, so I don't want to get into that. That's just my opinion. But I will tell you, holy cow, this woman, I'm telling you, I know I'm going to be in pain the rest of the weekend. I know my abs, the side of my abs, she does these too. You'll do things in this workout you will not do in any other workouts. And she combines a lot of like moves that you'll see in, what is it, the Burr method, where you're doing those pretzels for your butt, some side. This woman, it's like I wonder, I'm in the middle of this and I'm like, does she just sit at home and twist her body in all these different ways and go, okay, wait, that's hurting my butt. Oh, let's make a move here. And it's like, you'd never think of putting your leg like here, and then she'll do a move and you're going up and down and your 2 leg, seriously, I know that I'm going to be hurt tomorrow everywhere, and that's awesome. And she does these things where we started off with upper body, and I started off with 15s, then I went to 8s to 5s, and then the last one she's like, pick up some 2 or 3s, and I'm like, right. So I picked up 5s. I went down to the 2s, because by that time, if you never let your arms down and you've been doing this stuff for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you're doing these, pushing, 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 that doesn't look like a lot. Literally, I was in here crying. I was like, baby, mommy. So, yes, I was like a little baby. Also, see what I'm having right now? This is cabbage, lettuce, my avocado dressing, if you will, which is basically avocado, lemon juice, cilantro, a little bit of that Annie's ginger vinaigrette that I like to mix in there, salt and pepper. I think that's really about it. You mix up the liquid. I said cilantro and then some green onions. Mix up the avocado part first, and then I add the lettuce and the cabbage. Sometimes I do broccoli slaw in there, and then that's my salad. I'm going to add these beauties here. There's nothing better than fresh tomatoes in the summer. After I'm finished vlogging with you, because I have to leave here pretty soon. Mr. Renee and I are going to go see a movie. But trying to decide how to answer. So many of you guys have been writing to me and emailing me, asking me about what's been going on, and I've been trying to decide if I even want to tell you what's been going on, but yet at the same time, with all of this craziness and these psycho people that have come and gone or are still in some way, sadly, in my life, and just having to do what I've been doing, like I told you about. I had to have Brinks out here 3 times to install stuff and make sure that I felt safe in my own home because of just completely juvenile, immature, and frankly unbalanced mentally people. And it just has really taught me this lesson, like I was telling you guys. You have to be so careful. I mean, it's different the people that I've been blogging with and communicating with you guys for a long time, that's different. There's so many, I mean, we've had time to get to know each other and you develop that trust. What happens in the, again, I hate to say the social media spaces, like, you know, like Twitter and Facebook and whatnot, especially when you're interacting like I am in business, I meet a lot of people very quickly, and I've been way too trusting that people are healthy and balanced and normal, and that they're not mean and hateful and have obsessive qualities about them. And if you aren't careful and watching out for that, then you end up in situations like, sadly, I have been. I can't even, they say truth is stranger than fiction, and I'm telling you, it is. I mean, I cannot, I just had a conversation this morning with a colleague of mine, and I was explaining to her what had happened this week, and she was like, oh, Mike, I've never heard of this stuff. I've never heard of anyone I know dealing with this. And I'm like, welcome to my world. I'm not trying out for a Lifetime movie, people. I just want to get up every day and kind of go about my day and whatever. You know, there's one thing, you guys, it's one thing sometimes, you know, with my YouTube videos, you know, the vlogs that I do or whatever, you know, I get comments there that I have to, you know, kind of ignore, and you just deal with that, because it's always the same type of thing. It's always some lame anonymous person who is, you know, they either they either go around on YouTube and just leave nasty comments for everybody, you know, absolutely for no reason. But basically, you know, consider the source. That's what you have to do with that, is you have to realize that these people have nothing better to do with their time than to create some anonymous profile. Of course, they never have who they really are. They're hiding behind an anonymous profile and just going around and leaving nasty comments on virtually everybody that they see. So I get that, and I certainly don't even give it 2 seconds thought. You know, you just have to let it go. You know, then I have people that take it to the next level, where they start communicating to you and they figure out how to send you an email, or they're sending you messages in your, you know, your YouTube inbox or Facebook or whatever. And, you know, a lot of these are men, and they leave you very kind of inappropriate, somewhat offensive, I wouldn't say somewhat, Miranda, if she was here, she'd be like, somewhat, stuff. And then if you don't, like, respond, then they get mad, like a little 12-year-old. And then they get mad at you and start either ignoring you and deleting you, or you know, writing back. I just had this happen last night. I had somebody send me, I've never heard of this person before, of course they're anonymous, send me a very, very, very graphic comment, and I didn't respond. Apparently this person, I didn't realize there was a ticking bomb on the other end, where I only had so many minutes to respond with I love you too, and so on and so forth. I'm keeping it G for this purposes of this vlog. And he writes me back today, and he's like, oh, you don't have time to reply? Well, you know, and it was just, I'm not even going to say it. It was so lewd and vulgar and disgusting what he called me, and you know, I'm a whore and all of this stuff because I didn't respond, and every girl in YouTube is a whore and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, seriously? Why don't you go outside and get some fresh air, buy yourself a Starbucks, and I don't know, get out more? Because I think you've really got your priorities a little bit out of whack. Seriously. I mean, guys, I've been rejected a lot in my life. You have no idea. I don't go and get angry at the person and try to, like, kill them or stalk them because they don't like me. You move on. It's like, you know, give me a, I don't get that. I just don't get that. I could just, like, and each time I start telling you guys a story, it reminds me of something else. You know, you're talking about being rejected or whatever. I mean, last summer, I started seeing this guy, just casually. I mean, we literally, like, just met. We just met. He's a really special person to me now. I mean, we're not, like, dating. We're just friends. But we just met, and apparently his ex-girlfriend, you know, figured out who I was, and she starts coming on my blog and leaving me the most crude, disgusting, mean comments. You know, like, I'm this horrible person because they're broken up and he likes me in some way. And I'm like, why are you hating on me? I didn't do anything.